Now let's see how we can drop a commit. So let's say we want to drop this commit over here, our first work in progress. But before doing so, let's look at the content of this commit. So I'm going to copy the commit ID. Now let's run git show. All right, in this commit, we introduced a new file called terms.txt. And in this file, we added this line, draft. Now let's look at the next commit. So back to the log. Here's the next commit, update terms of service. So once again, let's look at the content of this commit. Git show. Here we have two changes. We have an update in package.txt. So we're updating Google Map version. We also have a change in terms.txt. So we replaced draft with completed. Okay. So here's the interesting part. Let's pull up the history one more time. What do you think will happen if we try to drop this commit? We're going to end up with a conflict. Here's the reason. By dropping this commit, we're essentially saying we never introduced this change. So we never introduced a file called terms.txt. Now, in contrast, the next commit says, hey, I have an update for terms.txt. So Git will not be able to replay all these commits. It's going to get confused. This is where we need to jump in, resolve the conflict, and then continue the rebase operation. So here's the commit we want to drop. We should start our rebase operation with the parent of this commit. So we type git rebase-i. Here's the commit. Then we type ~1, or we can also use a caret. That means the parent. So let's go with that. Here's the commit we want to drop. We can change the command from pick to drop, or we can just delete this line. Now, save the changes and back in the terminal. All right, look, we have a conflict, but don't get scared. This is much easier than you think. So let's run a short status. What's going on here? We have some changes in the staging area. We have an update to package.txt, and we have some local changes that are not staged. On the one hand, we're trying to delete this file. On the other hand, we're trying to update it. So these changes that you see here are actually going to go with the next commit. So let's pull up the history one more time. All right, look, the head is currently at this location. So it's in the detached mode. We told Git that we want to drop this commit. So Git is trying to undo the changes introduced in this commit. In this case, adding this new file, terms.txt. Now the changes that we have in the staging area are going to go when replaying the next commit. In this commit, we had two changes. We updated terms of service and Google Map SDK version. So now we need to resolve the conflict. We type git merge tool. We have two types of changes, a deletion and a modification. In this case, we're going to go with the modification because we want to keep that file in our history. So let's go with that. Now, let's get a short status again. So we have two changes in the staging area that are going to go with the next commit. So we're ready to continue the rebase operation. Git rebase -- continue. Also, as I told you before, if you screw something up or if you have a nasty merge conflict, you can always abort and go back to the state before you started the rebase operation. It's very easy. So let's continue rebasing. All right, here's the message for the next commit, update terms of service and Google Map SDK. So let's close that. We're done with rebasing. Beautiful. Let's look at our history one more time. So our first work in progress commit is gone. Now, as another example, I want to drop these two commits as well. So these are the last three commits. We can run git rebase-i head ~3. So we see the last three commits. Now I'm going to delete these two commits, save the changes, back in the terminal. In this case, we didn't have any conflicts. So let's look at our history one last time. All those ugly commits are gone. Next, I'm going to show you how to reword commit messages.